Boom, it is Balisong and Life. What is up? What is up? Today we are flipping the... Oh shit, I really fucked that one up. We're flipping the Nautilus. Good old, reliable, probably the knife I go back to the most. You know what I mean? You really can't go wrong with it. This feels good. I'd love to get a V2. The V1 still feels great. Still in, functioning condition. Beat this thing up quite a bit, but still works. The topic of today's discussion video is going to be that I don't think I'm going to be clicking on self-improvement videos, at least for a little bit. I kind of go back and forth on it. I'm still kind of going back and forth on this while I'm recording this. I'm trying to think this one over for a little bit. Found it hard to press the record button. But, I feel like some people may have seen the title and come to this video and expect me to be like, yep, guys, I figured it out. Self-improvement is bullshit all along. It was bullshit all along. I shouldn't have been doing it. I should have been preaching it. It was just BS. That is not the reason I'm doing it at all, actually. It's kind of like slightly the opposite. I think I'm just, I might be far enough, and I'll explain this, but I think I might be far enough down my path that it's actually, hindering me in some ways that I think I was, unconscious of. In a couple ways that I, kind of knew were BS, but I kind of, hung on to anyway. I think I'll, okay, I'll start the discussion like this. Doing is better than learning. I think most people might agree with that, but they might not be too quick. They'd probably have to think on it, right? There are some cases where you probably, you have to learn first, or, doing first is stupid and learning first makes a lot of sense. I don't know, if you went into, sword combat or something, and it might be worth it to learn a little bit before your fight. You could die, I guess. So you definitely want to study up, but you would also get, I think, more out of grabbing a wooden sword and sparring somebody, doing, right? Doing, rather than studying, proper technique or something, proper swing technique. It would just be better for you to just pick up a sword, or not a sword, but a wood sword, and just fuck around. You know what I mean? Literally just fuck around with the wood sword. See what you can do. And I think that would be better. I think that's one concept I'm kind of coming to grips with, because I think it just is like that. Even though I fight into my mind a lot, and I like to feel prepared. You know what I mean? I don't like to walk into something unknowing and just I don't want to look like an idiot. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a self-confidence thing, but I don't want to look like an idiot. I think I just enjoy being good at things, so maybe that's part of it. But yeah, no, so doing, rather than just constantly learning, is kind of what I'm talking about today. It's I think a lot of people are doing neither, which might be a bigger problem. But for me, I'm at a point where it's I've done so much learning, and I don't think I've done enough doing. I've done an okay amount of doing, I know a solid amount I'm proud of, obviously, progress or whatever. But I think it's at the point where it's just I just need to be doing more. And because what's happening is I'm looking at answers to questions I have not even asked yet. You know what I mean? Because I said, I don't know if it's just because I want to be prepared, or I don't want to get embarrassed whenever the time does come. But I'm looking at answers for questions that I haven't even let myself get to the point of asking. You know what I mean? I think part of it too is just I'll just load up on these self-improvement videos or whatever, just surround myself how to get good at finances, how to get good at this, how to get good at that, five tips for this or whatever, you know what I mean? And it really is an information overload. It's okay, how much am I actually applying from these videos I'm watching? Because, you know what I mean? If I asked you to do, oh God, if I asked you to recite like all of the cell parts, you know, back from like middle school science or elementary school science or whatever. You might be able to list them, maybe get like half of the functions for maybe if it was multiple choice, you'd do okay. But off the top of your head, bro, unless you're like a biology major, bro, you're not getting that. You don't use information, or if you don't use information that you know, your brain just kind of skips it out. You know what I mean? So what's happening is like I would like feel like I'm doing something, like I'm super productive watching this self-improvement videos, like, oh, this can help me, this can only stand to help me or whatever, like kind of like coping in my brain, I guess. Like I wouldn't be saying that to myself, but I think that was like a subconscious thing. Just thinking that, you know, even if I'm, you know, sitting here like laying on my bed, you know, at least I'm watching a self-improvement video. So I'm doing something, you know what I mean? I don't think that's it. You know what I mean? I think it's starting to take a little bit of a toll because I'm just like I constantly feel like if I'm not doing like something productive, like I can't even enjoy like, you know, laying down without being like, okay, I need to be watching a self-improvement video in order to feel like I'm good. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And this isn't like to bash self-improvement. It's mainly just to like let people know like you got to be chill with what you're doing. Focus more on the implementing than the actual like learning, you know what I mean? So every single like 100%, like if you haven't gotten fucking started on your journey, go ahead, get started, you know what I mean? Watch like a video or something. Watch like a Hamza video or something. And if you can't even pick out like everything that they say in the video, then that's fine. Like if you get like one thing that you can like rip out and do, like, then do that. You know what I mean? Just do that. And just do it, and then it's like, okay, I'm doing it, and boom, like you run into a question, like you're like struggling with X part of it. Like, okay, we'll say like going to the gym, for example, working out, right? It's better for you to get on the ground right now and do like fucking four sets of 10 push-ups, you know what I mean? Like it's better for you to do that than for you to like go on YouTube and like look up like best home workout plan 2023, or like download some fucking app and like input your weight and shit and calculate your BMI. Like, bro, no, like literally just start with the bare fucking minimum. Just more doing, and then ask the question if there's a problem, bro. Like, but if there's not a problem, just kind of keep going, because eventually, like you're gonna do that push-up thing, maybe do it for like a week straight, and you're gonna be like, all right, I want to get more out of this, you know what I mean? Like you start asking yourself, like, is push-ups the best thing I could be doing? Like if I wanted to maximize progress, like maybe you don't care about maximizing progress, you know, but it's like, like, I don't know, my shoulder kind of hurts. Like, is my form right? And you start looking into how to get your form like better, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I think that's a much more healthy way to learn than just like sticking it all like down your throat and overloading on all this knowledge. And not really using it, and then it kind of just serves to like exhaust your brain a bit. Next thing, or the next part of it, I guess, is it's kind of like I feel like I'm like stepping into a bit of slightly like not uncharted, for me, uncharted territory of the self-improvement game. So I think that like the first like, I don't know, like levels like 0 to 30 or something. Like you start at level 0, you start improving your way up. You kind of get like the basics-ish down. You've kind of gotten it to that point. I think I'm like a little bit past that. And now it's like I'm at like a rougher spot. You know what I mean? Like trying to think of how I want to word this. It's like I know how to learn, and I know how to like implement things into my life now, like actually, you know what I mean? Like I can, if I really like actually want something, I can add it to my daily routine or whatever. I can like get myself to do it, you know? I don't have to like tap into some crazy reserve of willpower, or like have an energy drink every single time I try and get myself to do it, or have to listen to hard style. You know what I mean? Like, I can just do a pretty much anything. I know how to slot it in. I know the steps. You know what I mean? I've figured out how to like add those kind of things. So now I'm kind of at a weird point where it's like, okay, I know how to improve, but I don't know the full extent of like what I value improving in, and like why I value like what the things that I am improving in. So I think in this stage for me, like if you're someone who's kind of around this area where it's like, okay, like, you know, it is a big deal getting past the first, but it's like, okay, like this is a guy who can go to the gym, who, you know, who like can sit down and be like, okay, I want to read every day, and actually know how to get themselves to read every day. Like, I think like once you're past that part and you're kind of where I'm at, I think it's, and this is where I'm a bit lost. I'm super open to discussion here, but I think it's more like focus on deeply implementing every like individual lesson that I learn from this point. Like there is no, I don't think I can be doing like the grabbing like a grand scoop of information and then just trying to apply it all at once. You know what I mean? I think I need to grab like very specific lessons and answers to questions I have asked myself. And that kind of ties back to, you know, like, I think I'm done like clicking on the self-improvement videos, because I think like for me to actually improve, I need to ask the question first, right? Like if it's not something that I am actively trying to solve, like if I'm just feeding myself answers to bullshit that like I may not care about, you know what I mean, or doesn't align with what I'm trying to do, then it's kind of just, it's serving as like bloat, you know, it's like bloatware on a fucking computer, dude. It's just, you don't want that. So I think it's really about like finding these lessons, tackling areas very like specifically, rather than in like a general sense, being like we are focusing on like this area of myself, you know what I mean, and trying to figure out extra things about it, like why am I focusing on that area, is also going to come with it, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you know, health is important to a lot of people, but it's important to a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. Some people want to be healthy so that they like look super good. Some people want to be healthy, I don't know, to impress others, just to feel good for themselves, you know what I mean? Maybe to inspire somebody else. There's a lot of reasons for people to do the exact like same thing, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different reasons you could have to be healthy, and most people, like, I mean, you probably fill in a couple of those categories, but it may not apply to all of them. Like you may not care about like the looks part of working out, right? You may just care about it because you like the challenge, or you like the social aspect of the gym, you know what I mean, like the community feel, like, but bro, like people are doing it for a bunch of different reasons, you know what I mean? That's what I'm starting to kind of get at, is I need to start finding a couple of those reasons, you know what I mean, and really actually thinking about like, well, why am I doing this, and like is it aligning with my values of what I actually care about. I think that's like mainly what I wanted to get off the chest and start to talk about. If you guys have any thoughts on anything I said, be sure to leave it, comment below. I'd be super interested to talk back with you, or if you want to hit me up on Discord, that's cool too. I'd love to hear your thoughts or whatever you got to say on that aspect. But yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna be clicking on any self-improvement videos for a little bit. I think I'm just gonna let myself not like coast, but I'm gonna just use what I know, and whenever I run into something, I will let you guys know, and I will try and solve it from there. But for now, we're just going to be going with what I got, and seeing how far I can get with that. But yeah, no, I will catch you guys in the next one. This has been Balisong and Life. I will see you boys later.